First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out here. I think it's very fitting that we're doing this announcement right here. We've been in this very room, we've been in this facility many times to announce economic development wins for Baton Rouge and for Louisiana. That is a result of the fact that 4 years ago, we set out to build a new Louisiana that would be a magnet for the dreamers, the risk takers, the adventurers, the leaders of America's new economy. I said that this new Louisiana would give our citizens the opportunities they deserve. Now, certainly, we've made incredible progress towards these goals. We defied the critics who said Louisiana would never get rid of our old habits that for decades drove jobs away to other states and to other countries, that forced our sons and daughters to find a job away from home. Since 2008, we've announced new economic development wins, resulting in the creation of more than 46,500 jobs, more than $10 billion in new capital investment, hundreds of millions of dollars of new sales for our small businesses. That didn't happen by accident. That didn't happen by coincidence. We first started to restore our reputation by passing the strongest, most comprehensive governmental ethics laws on the books. We then, secondly, eliminated burdensome taxes on businesses that have been forcing companies to leave our state and take jobs with them. Third, we revamped our workforce development system, creating programs like Louisiana Fast Start, which for 2 years in a row has been ranked the #1 workforce program in the entire country. Because of these reforms and others, our state has climbed to its highest ever business climate ranking by every leading publication that measures the economic climate of states. Louisiana jumped 14 positions in the latest Forbes ranking of best states for business. That's an improvement of 19 spots since we first took office. In site selection, they elevated Louisiana's business climate to #7, a climb from #25 just 2 years ago. Site selection indeed rated us one of the most improved state in the entire country a couple of years ago. Area Development Magazine said Louisiana ranks #6 amongst the 2011 top states for doing business. They ranked us #3 in leading the economic recovery, #3 for business friendliness, #3 for the overall cost of doing business, #4 for workforce development programs, #5 for labor costs. Business Facilities rated our business climate #7 in the country, named us the 2010 State of the Year. Southern Business Development Magazine named Louisiana their State of the Year for the 3rd year in a row. Indeed, we were rated the most improved state by Polina as well. We could go on and on and on with great statistics, but the point about these rankings is that they're all signs of incredible progress and a clear indication that our state's economy is on the move. It is no coincidence our unemployment rate has been below the national and southern average every single month for the last 4 years. Or that last year we ended the year by noting we'd created 47,000 jobs compared to the previous year, the same time in the previous year. But our work is not done yet. Yes, we now have moved to our highest business climate rankings, but we can't just settle for second best. If our goal is to truly become the best place in the world to raise a family and start a career, we must continue to make Louisiana more competitive with the rest of the country and the rest of the world. And that's why today we're proposing 4 new reforms to improve Louisiana's business climate so that not only can we compete with other states for economic development projects, but so that we can win and bring more new job opportunities right here for our people. Based on previous experience and conservative forecast of employment opportunities, LED estimates that these 4 new proposals will generate at least 10,000 new direct and indirect jobs in the next 5 to 10 years. That's 10,000 Louisiana families able to pursue their dreams right here at home. Let me go through each of the 4 proposals. First, we're proposing to use a calculation that is increasingly common across the country and offer targeted companies the opportunity to base their corporate income and franchise taxes on the amount of in-state sales they generate rather than basing their taxes on a combination of sales, property, and payroll factors. Currently, we only use this approach for manufacturing and merchandisers in Louisiana. We want to extend this opportunity to other competitive projects that have the ability to generate tremendous growth for our state. These target industry projects include corporate headquarters, data centers, logistics and warehousing, clean technology, destination healthcare, R&D operations, renewable energy, and digital media and software development. This option will only be offered on a project-specific basis for those projects that provide a positive return on investment for the state. This bill will be authored by Representative Joel Robideau in the House and Senator Mike Walsworth in the Senate. The second piece of legislation that we're offering, and this is actually going to be a constitutional amendment, we're going to offer the opportunity for up to a 10-year property tax exemption to attract companies in targeted sectors with the capacity to generate substantial new jobs, new growth in jobs, sales, and tax revenue. And again, these targeted sectors include corporate headquarters, logistics and warehousing, data centers, clean technology, destination healthcare, R&D operations, renewable energy, and digital media and software development. This industrial tax exemption is now only available to manufacturers who are expanding or building new facilities in Louisiana. This exemption would be offered, as it is for manufacturers today, for an initial 5-year term with an option to renew for 5 additional years. This would require the passage of a constitutional amendment first in the legislature and then by voters. The way that we're drafting the amendment, parishes would be given the opportunity to opt in or opt out of the program based on an additional vote by parish governing authorities. So it would be on an optional basis for parishes who want to offer this as a competitive incentive to locate new jobs in their parishes. This amendment, this package will be authored by, again, Chairman Robideau in the House and Chairman Reiser in the Senate. The third piece of legislation we're proposing. Today, under the Quality Jobs Program, Louisiana offers a payroll rebate of up to 6% for as long as 10 years to companies who create high-quality jobs. We want to create a new incentive valued up to 15%, which will be offered only in highly competitive site selection processes. Industries that we would target with this new incentive would include corporate headquarters, clean technology, next-generation automotive, aerospace, destination healthcare, R&D operations, pharmaceutical manufacturing, and renewable energy. And again, just like with our first bill, this option would only be offered on a selective basis, on a project-specific basis, for those projects that provide a positive return on investment for the state. This proposal will also be authored by Representative Robideau in the House and Senator Reiser in the Senate. Fourth and finally, for significant corporate headquarter projects, we propose to offer a 25% rebate over 5 years on qualifying relocation costs to companies that move their facilities to Louisiana. We've been thrilled that we've convinced several companies to move their headquarters here, including Albemarle and other companies to move their headquarters into our state. In today's economic environment, states offer highly competitive incentive packages for the opportunity to be home to thousands of direct headquarter jobs and indirect jobs, especially those generated by Fortune 1000 companies. To be eligible, companies would need to pay salaries at twice the average private sector wage in the parish where they're relocating, or at least $60,000 a year. This option will only be offered for projects on a selective basis that provide a positive return on investment for the state. And again, Representatives Robideau and Senator Reiser will carry this proposal. The bottom line is that these reforms are going to make Louisiana even more competitive with the rest of the country and the world as we fight to bring more jobs here for our people. We must pass these reforms in order to give us more flexibility so that we can target new industries and diversify our economy. Passing these reforms alone, this is an important economic development package. But I do want to say this as I conclude. These reforms alone are not enough to bring us long-term prosperity. Our economic development efforts are uniquely linked to the strength of our educational system. And that's why, as we push not only to create more tools to bring companies here, it is also critical that we pass our educational reform plan that gives more choices to families, rewards teachers, and gives more flexibility to school leaders. It is great. We've outperformed the southern and national economies over the last 4 years, and we're moving up in the national rankings, but we cannot rest on our laurels. We cannot be complacent. We must continue for more economic development tools and overhaul our educational system so that our kids succeed in the classroom and are prepared for jobs in the 21st century. I'm again pleased to be able to introduce and announce our package to you for the first time today. 4 bills that will give us additional tools to bring more good-paying jobs to our state, keep more of our children and grandchildren right here at home as they pursue their dreams, their goals right here in our state. You're now going to hear, and I'm not going to reintroduce each of them, we're going to hear from Senators Reiser and Walsworth, and then Representative Robideau, and then Kirk Foreman and Tana Rochelle. Each of them are going to come up and talk a little bit about these different bills in this package. We'll start with Chairman Reiser.
We all know that oil and gas and agriculture and forestry has always been our baseline, but we have to provide more than that. The governor's talked about the education package we have coming forward, and this is going to help to ensure that in the future that we have jobs for our graduates and that we'll potentially bring in, as he said, larger corporations and corporate headquarters. It's a pleasure to be a part of this package and be handling the 3 bills. I'll yield to Senator Walsworth.
Thank you, Senator Reiser and Governor, and thank you for what, economic development is not easy. And there's a lot of things that go unnoticed, a lot of work that our economic development people are doing. But it's not only the quality of jobs that are coming in for our people, it's the quality of people that are coming in this state. I'll give you a real quick. We've got CenturyLink up in Monroe. Couple brings their family to Monroe, and the little sophomore girl from from Denver has already a 36 on her ACT, and a 36 is a perfect score. That's the kind of quality people we're bringing in. And we have to give as much as we can to the tools so that economic development can, and I think that's what the governor's done. He's not just saying, I like what he has said before. I'm not satisfied with being 43rd and going to 42nd or 40th. I want to be number one in everything that we do. And that's an attitude that you have to have instead of just trying to say, well, we want to be average. We're above average. We're better than that in this state, and we want to be number one. I thank the governor for the privilege of carrying this bill, and a governor that it believes in economic development and jobs for our people and bringing people in. Roboto.
Thank you, Senator. You know, I'd like to thank the governor also. This is a package of bills that has worked very well in the manufacturing industry. We're going to try to expand that, and the 10,000 jobs would be just a huge win for the state. The component that I like best of the bills is the ROI, the return on investment component. You know, oftentimes, you know, we can throw all kind of incentives out there, and it may or may not be good for the state. These bills clearly will be looked at once they're in place, and each of these packages will be offered to folks if there's a return on investment to the state, which is an important component, I think, of any incentive package that we offer out there, whether that be some type of tax credit or something else. And I'm proud to sponsor these bills. I look forward to getting them through the House and then putting the burden on the Senate to get it through.
We accept it.
Good morning. My name's Kurt Foreman, and I have the privilege of being one of the economic developers who will use this package to help our part of the state. I happen to serve a portion of North Louisiana, the home of Barksdale Air Force Base, the home of CenturyLink, the home of an Oscar-nominated digital media company that LED helps support called Moonbot Studios, and a lot of other opportunities that can continue to thrive and succeed. I moved here, you can tell by my accent, I'm not originally from Louisiana, but I got here as soon as I knew what was going on and what was going to be happening here. And I'm proud of our governor, of the LED team and the legislature for not just doing a few things, but continuing to grow our toolkit so that we can be best in class in economic development and best in class as a state in the United States. And I think we're well on the way, and these really address key needs that we have to continue to be competitive, and I'm proud to be part of the team that's going to help use these to help families in our state have great jobs and help their kids.
Clean up there.
I'm Rochelle. I'm from Northeast Louisiana, and we represent 11 parishes that have benefited from the meteoric rise of new tools and new incentives. Part of the accomplishments and recognition that the state has gotten has happened in our area. So we expect new jobs and great things to happen with this new package. We're going to 100% support it. Thank you.
And by her accent, you can tell she is from Louisiana. That concludes our program today. And again, I want to thank the Technology Park for hosting us. We look forward to working with the legislature to get these 4 bills done and through the process during this upcoming regular session. Thank you all very much.